What is up, homies? Christian back at you with Twin Sons action figure close-up. And this week we're going to be looking at the Hasbro 6-inch Black Series Darth Nihilus. He is part of the GameStop Exclusive Gaming Greats lineup and stuff. He's from Knights of the Old Republic, in case you didn't realize. And I will admit that in my excitement for this figure, I just immediately tore him open and threw out the box. So apologies for that this week. We don't have the box to look at, but we're never here to look at the box, right? We're here to look at the figure. So let's get right to it. So right off the bat, the first thing you'll notice with this figure is that it is pretty much all reuse of Darth Maul. So I think these little like tabards are new, but the upper body, the arms, the legs, unfortunately the feet, the hands, all of it pretty much except for the head and the cape, and I think these tabards are reuse of Darth Maul, which I guess is all right, but it would have been nice to have seen brand new sculpting for Darth Nihilus, especially since this is his debut in the 6-inch lineup. They're both from just Hasbro, and in general, we don't have the figure arts or anything of them either. But at least we have him. So let's take a look at him. Starting off with the head, and you can tell right off the bat with the head that it looks great. Sorry about the lighting there. Let's wash out for a second. The head looks great. The mask is really well done. The head sculpt underneath it is nice. I kind of wish it was a little bit more of a ghostly look like it is in the game and stuff. But either way, still looks fantastic. I honestly have not played the game too much, to be honest. But I do know his lore and stuff. I don't know what those are though. Why his like hood sort of just props up on like horns or something. So let me know in the comments down below if they explain that in the game and it's just something I'm missing. But the hood looks really good. Overall, you can see that the fabric lays well in the back and stuff. It bunches up where it would bunch up and flows where it would flow. The mask looks really good. The voidless eye sockets look really good. Overall, it looks fantastic. As for the body itself, it's reuse of Darth Maul, so if you have Darth Maul, you know what you're getting into. So, you know, the tabard here looks really good. The way it's sort of laying, standard Hasbro, you know. They do a really good job with cloth and the way that it lays. It looks very natural when they do it. I like how they used gloss for the belt here. It really makes it actually look like it's like made out of leather or something instead of just cloth fabric. A lot of sculpting on the back, even though it's covered by the cape here. You can see it just flows here too, and lays down here. I love the way this flows. I'm pretty sure this is all new because Darth Maul never had this. So sculpting is really well done. Looks very natural. They even put in some like holes and tears at the bottom and stuff here. Looks really good. I like the way it's bunched up in the front too. It's almost like the cloth would actually extend, but you can see here it's folded over. Well, folded over, but it looks really good for it. I really like the way it lays. One second. All right, sorry about that. I'm back though. So underneath it, there's pretty much very little to no sculpting on the legs, but that's all right because it's gonna be covered by these tabards anyway. All the sculpt work is at the knee or below. And is it just me? And I guess I never noticed this in the Darth Maul figure. These knees are really low. Like it is knee, ankle, shin, ankle. Like really low knees it seems like. It looks like 2/3 of the leg I feel like is the femur and 1/3 is down here. But back of the knees, standard. The boots, they're sculpted really nice. I really like the way that they are leather. Like leather looking, the way they put that sheen on them looks really good and stuff. But the problem with these feet, and you'll notice in the sculpting, is that they're not flat. You can see it curves like both of them, they bow. This makes it very difficult to stand up this figure. Attached with the bow-leggedness of the figure himself, you can see something about the way his hips are done, his legs. I don't know, maybe it's his thick thighs up there or something, but the figure does not want to actually stand with his feet together. And even then, it looks like one of his legs are longer than the other. He could get it to do that. Probably does not help his standing issue at all. But His gloves are the same type of leather as his boots, but the boots look really good. Going back to my original point there, the boots look good. They have a nice little buckle right there. It's a little washed out in both the light, and it's not just the camera, like in real life, the buckle right there is washed out from the light and stuff too. But they did add some texturing down here that you can look at and see. Looks really good though, the boot. I wish they would have put maybe some sort of silver or something on there to make the buckle stand out a bit more, but can't get everything you want, right? Now, how does he articulate? That is the question. So for his head, because of that hood, he gets no up and no down. He does get swivel left and swivel right, and also because of that hood, no tilt. So the head is pretty much just a swivel platform, and that's it, because this hood in the back, the way it lays, does not allow for any movement, and the way it comes down in the front does not allow for any movement. Wait, I'm just gonna... I'll risk breaking my figure so you guys don't have to. So you can see the neck movement is there on the joint, but as you guys just saw when I was trying to actually articulate it, the head just popped off instead. So we do get a little bit of forward. Your head will pop off the joint when you try doing that though, so don't recommend it unless you want to pop the head off the joint. So for his shoulders, they go up, all the way around, all the way around the other way, and his elbows are single elbows. More of this, just the material laying here, and actually I just noticed now the line work right there. This is nice. They get up to 90 degrees, which is all right. You know, you'd like to have seen a little bit more, but you can't get everything you want in life. The wrist on this one is up and down. Always love to see that for my lightsaber wielding compadres. Other arm, basically all the same articulation, except as standard, the left hand swivels like this instead. Swivels left to right instead of up and down. But it's not like Nihilus dual wields, so that's all right to have it on that hand, because at most you're just going to want to get that articulation so he can try to two-hand his lightsaber, and in that case you would want to have that on that hand. Now, I'm hoping, since this is a Darth Maul body, that we're going to get some nice ab crunch, and we do. Forward, a little bit back, but that ab crunch in the front, look at that. That's some good stuff. Tilts, and he swivels. So any hip rotations, any torso rotations, I mean, he's got it. Anything you need there. So you have hip rotations. Let's take a look at these hips that are causing this bow-leggedness. Is it worth it? No. So as you guys can see, they barely come out there. They do come in the front, 90 degrees. I have a feeling this cloth in the back is going to prohibit any back movement, and it wasn't even the cloth in the back. As you guys can see, it's one of those hips that instead of actually going straight out, it just bows out to the side. It doesn't even get that high up anyway. A little disappointing, but we do get a thigh swivel, which is nice. Everyone likes to see that. And then for these knees, oof. Double jointed knees, but honestly doesn't get that much articulation. This comes up barely past 90. And the knees are so low on this figure. So, I don't know how I feel about these knees. The kneecap is huge too. You guys can see how bulky that looks. It does not look too good there. So he's definitely going to stay standing straight on my shelf. And we have the standard Hasbro swivel rock ankles. So as far as accessories, I don't know if you count his cloak as an accessory, but as you can see when I pop it off the head, it does come off. It lays pretty nicely. It's kind of flat in the back, but in the front, let's see if I can actually get him to stand up. Nope, so I'm just gonna hold on his feet. In the front though, it looks pretty nice thanks to the fact that they folded it over right here. So it lays a little bit nicer back here. Has more character to it rather than just laying down as a flat piece of fabric. So that looks good there. Overall though, I kind of wish they did a more sculpting or more soft goods. Just because every time I see Darth Nihilus, he's more of just a floating shadow with a mask, more than a man, which you could just tell, you know, this is just a guy in a costume, versus the actual character is supposed to be more of just a void shadow with a mask floating in it. Even down at the head, you can see clearly sculpting of the face. Would be nice if that was a little bit more sunken in and stuff, but it's nice that we got him in 6-inch format, I guess. And you guys see the problem with these feet right here. He does not want to stand up for the life of me. There we go. All right, no one say anything, no one sneeze because he's standing. And while he's standing for right now, we're going to take a look at his other accessory, his lightsaber. Blade does come off, but there is no place to put it on him. But that is a nice looking hilt. Like, no paint application though, it's all just silver, and the mold lines on it are very noticeable. I like the design of the hilt. It's a nice looking hilt, but I mean, the sculpting is nice. That line work in there, the line work up here, the grip texture. You can see like there's that texture right there. I don't know if it's a texture or how I would describe it, but that sculpting work right there. The pommel looks good on it. It's got the button right there, but right there you can just see that ugly mold line there. If I rotate again there, I have not seen mold lines on a Hasbro lightsaber in a long time, so I don't know what happened here. If it's just my figure that didn't get the mold lines scraped off, or if this is what they're doing. But overall, nice looking lightsaber. Let's stick it in this hand. And he holds it fantastically. Again, I've never played the game, but I've never really viewed Darth Nihilus as a lightsaber guy. Lightsaber Sith Lord myself, more just because that void that he just devours the light side and planets and life and all that. I've always viewed him more as just a Force user than any sort of dueling lightsaber guy. But nice that he comes with it. And so, just because I do have him, and in the sake of comparison, I have his 3 3/4 inch counterpart here. And as you guys can see here, pardon, there's a little bit of dust on him. I was trying to get it all off. This was all new sculpting at the time for Hasbro. But here you can see the difference between the two of them. The hood seems to ride a lot higher on this guy, but I like how his cloak is a lot more voidal. Like, you can't see his legs like at all. I like how his cloak on the 3 3/4 inch one has holes into it. It'd have been nice to have seen some holes put into this one. So there you go. Even though the hood rides up higher on this one, I kind of think the 3 3/4 inch one looks nicer in my opinion. I think they put a little bit more love and care into this one. I know Hasbro likes to do reuse for their exclusives and stuff, but it seems like the gaming greats have not had reuse. You think of the Revan that first came out. Well, I guess I'm thinking more of GameStop exclusives in general. The gaming greats line does have a lot of reuse, but the GameStop exclusives in general don't have too much reuse. The Revan was all original parts and stuff. It would have been nice to see some more love for an EU character like this. We don't get a lot of EU love anymore, which is really disappointing. So I was really excited for this figure to come out. Tore him open before I could even get the video started and stuff, threw out the packaging, played with him and stuff, but overall, if you like the old EU and love it like I do, I have to recommend this figure simply because we need to show Hasbro that this is what we want. We need to show Lucasfilm that this is what we want. We want a Darth Malak, a Darth Malgus. Those would be awesome to get figures like that. So we need to show them love for these figures like this. But overall, the reuse of just all the Darth Maul is a little disappointing, mainly because the legs and the feet makes it hard to stand. I mean, even in the old cloak, they make it look more tattered, so it'd been nice to get some more oomph, some more life into this cloak, for lack of a better term. But the head sculpt, really well done. They did a great job on this one. The head sculpt looks better than the other 3 3/4 inch one. The hood lays on it a lot lower. It looks nicer. But overall, I'm just gonna say I feel like Hasbro was a little bit lazy with this figure. I mean, down to the mold lines on the lightsaber even. Like, I can't think of another Star Wars figure I've looked at recently where I've been able to notice the mold line standing out that much. I'm not saying I dislike the figure. I really like having him. I really like having him on my shelf in the 6-inch line, but if Nihilus means nothing to you, you could probably pass on him. If you love the old EU as much as I do, I highly recommend him. So let me know in the comments if you guys have one down below. If you guys do have one below, take some pictures of them and tag us on Instagram, Twin Sons Outpost. And until next time, may the Force be with you.